You can't have field position like this and missed opportunities. And then the overtime play selection I thought was not very, very good. The team stats, Rice had 20 first downs to our 18. They had 13 rushing first downs. We had 5. We had 13 passing first downs. They had 7 because they couldn't throw the ball for shit. They had 300 yards rushing to our 105. 56 attempts, 5.4 yards a carry. We had 26 attempts, 4 yards a carry. They had 4 touchdowns. We had 1. Yes, they did also have 34 yards lost. We only had 8 yards lost. But when, you only have 120 we only had a net, of 105 yards rushing. 8 yards adds up. That puts us under 100 yards rushing total. No. We had 105 total. We had 344 yards passing to Rice's 191. However, Rice was 17 of 22. That's 5 incompletions. We were 32 of 48. Again, I do not put that on Joe Figiano. I put it on our offensive coordinator for asking Joe Figiano to throw the ball 48 times in a game that was not decided by 24 points. We weren't behind. We weren't behind 3 touchdowns. We weren't behind 2 touchdowns. We didn't need to throw the ball 48 times. Yeah, I know Cam's hurt. Yeah, I know you may not trust Victor Rosa. You may not trust Oliver Lumberg Coleman. You may not trust MJ Flowers, but they're on the roster for a reason. Are they there for window dressing? Why don't you give them a chance and maybe they'll rise to the occasion? Oliver Lumberg Coleman, 2 carries, 12 yards. We could have kept feeding him. Total offense. Rice, 491 yards to our 449. They had 78 plays to our 74. They averaged 6.3 yards a play. We averaged 6.1. Again, no turnovers, which is frustrating. We had 2 penalties for 30 yards. One of them was that stupid personal foul on Wes Ho. I thought that was ridiculous. Both teams had 8 punts. Third down conversions, we were 5 of 17. Rice was 6 of 18. You want to be around the 40% mark. We're close, but fourth down conversions, we were 1 of 1. Rice was 1 of 2. We were 2 for 2 in the red zone. Rice was 3 for 3. We had 1 sack for 8 yards. And the missed field goal, unfortunately. So I'm just fired up because this was a game. We went to Texas. We went maybe with our heads held high, and maybe they should have been. However, to have such a long flight home with a defeat is disheartening, disappointing, and not fair to these kids. These kids played their hearts out. These kids do everything and anything asked of them. These kids fight. They fight. No matter what the situation is, they fight. They never back down. And yeah, Rice was gashing us up and down, up and down, up and down. But at the end of the game, we still only gave up 24 points. College football, if you're giving up 24 points, you should win the game. You should win the game. And offensively, to start the half with the ball and to have possessions in good field position and not take advantage of them, we're not good enough to do that. We are not good enough to do that. We are not good enough to waste those opportunities because we're not producing turnovers. We're one of the lowest ranked teams in the country as far as it comes to turnovers. We don't produce them. So what that means on offense, every possession counts. Every play counts. Whoever gets the ball, every opportunity counts. It matters. It makes a difference. Rice came out and played like it was their Super Bowl. Because you know what? UConn's coming to town. UConn's coming to town flying high just off of beating Boston College. They're ripe for the picking. And that is what they did. That is exactly what they did. They came out, they out-physicaled us, they out-game planned us, they out-coached us. Am I going to say they outplayed us? I think they were put in better situations and let's put it this way. Rice's quarterback, he wasn't asked to throw the ball 48 times because the Rice coaching staff knew he was not going to have success throwing the ball 48 times. They knew they had to establish a running game. The University of Connecticut asking Joe Figiano to throw the ball 48 times is inexcusable when we've had a balanced attack all season long. And credit to Skylar Bell. Credit to Romello Murphy. Credit to Victor Rosa. Credit to the guys up front. Credit to Lewis Hanson, Alex Hunnig, Juice Vereen. We have more depth and more talent than we've had in years. And I don't want to see it go to waste. Sure, we can finish 8-4. Sure, we can go to a bowl game, end up 9-4. Joe Figiano will go down as a UConn legend for leading 2 9-win seasons back to back. I don't know that that's been done. I don't know if Thunder Dan did that. I don't know if maybe Zach Frazier did that in 2000. No, Tyler Lorenzen. Doesn't matter. Or we can come back against UAB, and I'm going to be there. I'm coming. Anyone want to say something to me? Please do. Anyone want to tell me I'm full of malarkey? Anyone want to tell me I'm full of shit? Anyone tell me I don't know what the hell I'm talking about? Please do. I'm coming. Because we need to beat UAB, who got a win this week. They ain't going to be no easy win. They're coming to UConn. They're thinking the same thing. UConn just lost to Rice. Rice was 0-4 going into this. We can beat UConn. Duke, Air Force, Florida Atlantic. So one game at a time. UAB, we got to come out with an attitude. We have to come out with some swagger. And we have to come out as a coaching staff and put our players in positions to succeed. We cannot rely our run game on outside zone. Yes, I know the numbers show statistically using outside zone as your base run play has been successful. Reality, teams get all our film. Teams know when it's coming. When we go north and south, we are much more successful than going east and west. We have exceptional tight ends, which I've clamored for all year. Run power, run counter, run a couple gap schemes. Because you know what? When a team like Rice decides to bring 6, a gap scheme washes it all down. And it's a touchdown. You can run counter against any inside blitz. You can run power against an outside blitz. You can do quick game. But asking Joe to sit back there on a 5-step drop, not a 5-step drop, just out of shotgun, having him hold the ball, try to get the ball downfield without sight adjustments, without route conversions, without audibling to a better play, a more advantageous play to give him a chance to have success. That is what drives me nuts. Because you know, and I knew, because I charted it and I saw the first half, every third down, Rice was bringing 6. Whether they had 4 walked up, 1 off the edge, and they brought 1 up the middle, or they had 4 on the line, they brought 2 up the middle, 6 were coming. Did we make adjustments? No. And could we hold up? No. We held up as long as we could, but you have to understand. You have to understand when 6 are coming, someone's going to get through. You have limited time to get rid of the ball. And unless your receivers create separation, unless different route concepts are called and utilized, you are going to struggle. And you are putting Joe in harm's way. And that's what angered me the most. You're asking him to sit back there and have basically 5-man route, 5-step route combinations versus a 6-man pressure. And that is inexcusable. That can be avoided. That can be adjusted very easily. Very easily. Mixing in tempo makes a difference. Run downhill. Please run downhill. Give Cam a break. We need Cam healthy. We need Cam healthy for Duke. We need Cam healthy for Air Force. I trust Victor Rosa. Victor Rosa is in the right place at the right time. He plays hard. Victor Rosa is someone who last year, with Mel Brown and Cam Edwards taking over the majority of the run game, Victor Rosa could have hauled ass out of town, gone into the transfer portal, and left. He didn't. He stayed. He stayed. And that matters. That means something. That's loyalty. That's dedication. That's what you don't see in college football anymore. What you see is kids who don't get enough playing time, who believe they should get enough playing time. They enter the transfer portal. They're gone. Victor Rosa didn't do that. Victor Rosa stuck around because he had loyalty to the university. He believed in Coach Mora. He believed in Coach Gordon. He believed in the message. He believed that UConn football was going to continue their journey back to greatness. And he wanted to be part of it, even though he was not second on the depth chart, third on the depth chart. Any opportunity he had, he was going to make the most of it. So I have no problem. Give Victor Rosa the ball. Give Oliver Lundberg Coleman the ball. Give MJ Flowers the ball. You have them on the roster for a reason. MJ Flowers came in the transfer portal. You put him on scholarship. You're paying him. Make him earn the money. Because the kid's got talent. Now his talent isn't running east and west. His talent's running north and south. So next week, what I want to see, I want to see us come out, establish the run, stop the run, stop the run. And I want to see some creativity. I want to see some creativity. I want to see us put our players in positions to succeed. Coach Brock, defensively, you're right there. You're right there. You're right there. Take the next step. Nobody coaches with more passion and enthusiasm than you. My only suggestion, and you didn't blitz a ton this game. You did bring pressure and you brought selective pressure, and I thought it was very well done. Omar Diamande, phenomenal job. Matt Hoffman, Vincent Carroll Jackson. I just think it's a great group. But I want us to come out with an attitude. I want us to come out and play like we have nothing to lose with our hair on fire. Because that's going to be the difference between 8-4, 9-3, 7-5. Because right now we're licking our wounds. Right now, we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. Nothing's guaranteed. We thought because we beat Boston College that everyone was going to lay down for us. Rice, we're going to show up and we're going to beat Rice. We're going to show up, we're going to beat UAB. They had other thoughts. And again, I don't put it on the players. Our players, yeah, they made mistakes. Yes. But put them where they need to be to have success. Don't ask them to execute concepts and techniques they are not the best at. Get good. We can't be all things to all people. And I know we're married to the outside run game. I implore you, please. I'm an O-line guy, and I'm stubborn, and I'm old. and I'm a jackass. I implore you, let's develop a north-south run game. Let's put in a couple gap schemes, power, counter. We have the tight ends to do it, and then the play action off of it. Joe Fagiano's a great leader. We need to protect for him. We need to give him a clean pocket. Our tackles can't get pushed back into him. And then he can fire the ball downfield. He has the strongest arm. He can make every throw imaginable on that field. Okay? So I will stop ranting. This loss was infuriating. And I know that the players and the coaches are infuriated as well. But tomorrow's a new day. Saturday's a new game. This is a new week. When I was a coach, a game like this, I wouldn't even put it on. I would take the tape, I'd snap it, throw it in the garbage. Didn't even happen. Let's move on to UAB. Any corrections that need to be made, I'll draw them on the board, but I'm not showing the film. I want this game erased from their minds. I want it to be like the Men in Black, where you'd show the little thing and it erases their mind that this game happened. But I love Mike Burton, Mark D'Amelio, everything they've done with Store Central. They have raised the funds through Store Central and our NIL collective that's allowed us to bring in players like Skylar Bell, like Juice Farine, like Romello Murphy, like Shamar Porter, who have made a difference. Wes Ho, Ty Chan, Vincent Carroll Jack. I mean, it's endless. Brian Parham. We need to come together as an alumni group and support our NIL fund to continue to bring in talent so we can have success, so we can show the country that Connecticut cares about football, that we can draw, that people will come to games, that we are worthy and competitive and can play in a Power Four conference. And no, it's not next year. No, it's probably not the year after. But you give us 2 or 3 years, and I was part of that. We went to Division I FBS in the year 2000. I was part of that transition. I took my lumps. I took my lumps. I remember it very, very well. But I also remember 2002. Dan Orlovsky became our starting quarterback. Everyone counted us out. We played Boston College. We played Navy. We played Miami, Virginia Tech, Iowa State, Vanderbilt. We went 6-6. And that is what springboarded us to being able to join the Big East early and going 9-3 in 2003, making our first bowl game after the 2004 season. We are on the cusp of doing that again. I truly believe it. The only difference now, it's about the money. We need the money and the funding to bring in the talent. We bring in the talent, we're going to win games. We're going to win games. The fans will come. The fans will come. Television revenue will come. Broadcast rights will come. Broadcast rights come. Conferences are going to want us. The power conferences want us. We join. That's it. Now We have guaranteed revenue for football, basketball, men's and women's, and we have revenue sharing throughout the conference. We're right on the cusp of that. Let's not lose sight of that goal. And that's why I credit Mike Burton as much as I do. Mike Burton took me under his wing when I was a freshman. He was a fifth-year senior. He could have been a jerk to me, and he never was. Mike Burton was kind to me. Mike Burton demanded that I perform well because he saw ability in me. And Mike Burton was the one who, after 22 years, welcomed me back into the UConn program last year, inviting me to come out to games when I was embarrassed to. I didn't want to come out because I didn't think I belonged. I didn't believe that, I was embarrassed about not being as successful as other alums. But Mike Burton went out of his way to be nice to me. And I know that he doesn't know that, but it resonated and it really made a difference. And it's the reason that I do the podcasting and cover UConn sports. And the podcasting, believe me, it's a dream to have a podcast network. And I work with Coach Schumann, Dave Schumann, and we're on the cusp of breaking through that glass ceiling. But, it's been a struggle with sponsorships, with trying to pay the bills. Because you can get online and you can talk and you can podcast, but people aren't paying to hear you. You're just spewing hot air, and that's what I'm doing. But we do have great content. We do provide real content, and we're a couple sponsorships away from making this all worthwhile. It's been a 1.5 year journey with Coach Schumann. It's really been a 2-year journey for me to try to make a career out of podcasting where I can do the things I want. And I do 1 million shows because I want this to work. But Mike Burton has always been supportive. Mike Burton has always believed in what we do. Mike Burton has made me confident and believe in myself. And that has made a tremendous impact on my life. Because there's a lot of you who don't know circumstances and things that I've been through. But Mike Burton taking the time to have me back for a game, taking the time to believe in what I'm doing, taking the time to come on a show when he has his own business, his own company. He's busier than anyone I know. He's got kids. He'll answer the phone if I call him. He'll respond to a text if I text him. And that is what has truly defined my mission to go after this goal of having success as a podcaster. Because there's a million podcasts out there. There's a million of them. 90% of them don't make money. I'm one of the 90%. I do it because I love it. I do it because I believe I'm good at it. I do it because I want to provide the University of Connecticut with the coverage that it deserves. I don't think UConn sports gets enough coverage, whether it be from the newspapers, the media. I don't think we get enough coverage. Radio, but our podcasts, get views. Our podcasts matter. Our podcasts have made a difference. So Mike Burton is the one who gave me the self-confidence and the security to pursue this goal, to pursue my dream. Am I going to be on Barstool or anything anytime soon? No. But maybe one day pay the bills, right? I'd like to thank Procyon Partners. He's up top. Sean Rabinowitz. Sean's another one. When I first started podcasting, Sean, who I went to school with, Sean was the first person, the first business to sponsor me. And Sean did not think twice. Didn't think twice. I said, Sean, I'm doing some podcasting. I'm looking for sponsors. Would you be interested? Yes. He did that for me. He did that for me when I was just starting out. Just an incredible person who's gone through tremendous personal struggles with his family that I wouldn't wish upon anyone. He's got the best attitude in the world. He's one of the best human beings I know. And Sean being the one to jump in to be a sponsor got things rolling. And I haven't done the best that I haven't done the best that I should be as far as trying to get the money from certain sponsors, but I'm not going to chase people down. You know, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. You send invoices. If they don't pay, they don't pay. But I will continue to represent them and mention them as sponsors because it's not about the money. It's about doing what's right and helping their business. And hopefully one day they will pay. But again, Mike Burton, salt of the earth, his wife, salt of the earth, just amazing people. And, they both have treated me with such kindness. And it made me feel welcome coming back to UConn. And it was very emotional for me to do that last year when I first came back. And this will be the first time I'm coming back this year. It's emotional because it brings back a lot of memories And it's because of their support that I'm able to come back and want to. I'm going to have fun and see my friends. And again, Sean Rabinowitz, Procyon Partners, Employee Benefits, Wealth Management, Retirement Planning, one of the top 50 fastest growing companies in the nation. President Sean Rabinowitz is a proud supporter of our podcast network. And he was the first one, man. He made a difference. He made it all happen. So I thank him. Sucks we lost to Rice. But we will come back. We will come back with a vengeance. We will come back with an attitude. We will not be defeated. We will not let this define us. I believe we learned our lesson that even though we beat Boston College, nobody's going to be laying down for us. And we're going to throttle UAB. This is Steve Cully, the best podcast host in the universe. Remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges and throw them right at me.